Grant, you've celebrated like you've won the World Cup at Bristol Rovers, but rightly so, because that's what you're in football for. That was a special moment and a special win.
No, it wasn't with that. Do you know the reason? The reason why I celebrate like that is because the character the boys showed. Bristol Rovers came at us second half, and my team's probably been questioned over the past couple of months in terms of their character. And I thought today to come to Bristol Rovers, a team who's flying high in the league, the fans get really behind them here, and they come away with a win. And in my honest opinion, there would not be many teams come here and win. So it was a very good win for us.
Were you getting to the stage where you were happy, obviously FA Cup game next weekend, not to get 2 defeats in a row and get that draw, get that point?
Not really, no. I think that the changes I made was positive, bringing Tails and Guion on. I tried to go to a 4-4-2, trying to get a bit more width, and Guion gave us that, as you see, with the assist he set up for Tom. So pleasing for my 2 strikers, Shaq and Tom, to score again. It was only a couple of weeks ago where they both scored against Bury. So they're both working really hard to get chances for themselves, and for Shaq really he worked so hard to track their right back, and he gave the penalty away, so for him to go up the other end and score the equaliser for it was a testament to him.
And fans ourselves, we've probably criticised both Tom and Shaq over the past through their goal droughts, and 2 for them now in the matter of a few games is really positive moving forward.
It is, and we've got Leanne Goal back next week against Chesham, so it's a big, massive boost for everybody at the club. The Tom and Shaq are scoring goals, Lee's coming back, adds to our firepower up front, and Paul Taylor as well. So we're fine there, in that area at the minute. And the week after, we'll have Brad Inman back. So the squad's looking a lot more healthier than it has been, and it can only mean good things for us, really.
First half was quite tight, wasn't it? Obviously 0-0 at half time. They had a couple of chances, didn't they, that McGee saved a couple. You obviously felt it was quite finely poised at that moment, kept things as they were. When you went 1-0 down, were you fearing the worst, or you knew your team had that character, had that resolve?
The first half I thought we were comfortable without creating anything. I thought we kept the ball well, probably a little bit too deep. I asked them in the half time to play a little bit quicker in the opposition's half, in terms of around their box and stuff. Second half, I thought Bristol Rovers being at home, going towards their fans at that end, I knew it was going to be tough. I knew our boys had to dig in. There's no 2 ways about it. You don't come to a place like this and dominate games. No way. We had to dig in, and credit to them. They dug in. We gave a penalty away, and then we dug in again. So it was it's a really first-class away performance, and we showed the ugly side of our game today.
Do you think it was a penalty?
I need to say it back. I think. Listen, I don't think there's any criticism named at Shaq. He's tracked their right back, which probably wasn't even his man. So it was just an honest track from him. I think he's tried to win the ball, and I think the boy's legs just got in front of him. For me, it looked like a foul, but I couldn't see whether it was in the box or not. I'll need to watch it back.
What a response, though, 4 minutes later, to go and equalise and completely take the sting back out of the game.
Yeah, it was a little bit of luck that we need. I think their keeper fumbled it. I don't know what Michael Smith was doing in the box. He might have been right back. But, Michael probably should have scored, and then obviously Shaq's put it in. So it was good to get back into the game. We just, like I say, I made the substitute to try and be a bit more positive, try and get Marcus a bit more wider, Guion, and that's a couple of times now Guion's done now. He come off the bench and set a goal up for us, so really pleased.
Yeah, he'll be wanting to start, but Northampton, and now today he's turning into a bit of a super sub.
I just said that to him in the change room. He says, I don't want to be labelled that. But, Guion's a top player. It was just the reason why I went with that today was because it was the team that, the midfield that played against Northampton that night. And to be honest, you have to say, Michael Bosworth, for someone who hasn't trained for over a week, to put another performance like that in today was splendid. I think he deserves a couple of days off, to be honest.
I think splendid is putting it mildly, and so fitting really that it was him winning the ball that set up that winning goal, because it was another man of the match performance really as far as Peterborough United were concerned from him. There was a time in the second half when I think 3 balls in a row, he was the one clearing it.
He's a man mountain. The boy, he just dominates people with his physicality, his strength, and he knows his limitations. He gets it and gives it. And he was, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He come to the club as a midfield player. I think the club had paid a big fee for him 3-4 years ago from Stevenage. He'd been resulted back into centre half because he can play. But listen, it's when he comes in and puts 2 performances in like that, it tells me why he was such a big player at Stevenage, and he's doing the same for us now.
You brought Shaquille Coulthurst off. Any concerns over what that might be, or was it merely preventative? Because he looked to just go down sort of off the ball.
I think probably a little bit of fatigue in his hamstring setting again from his previous injury is why he missed the last game. Hoping it's nothing too serious. He came off the bench, he was celebrating everybody at the end, so I'm hoping he's not too serious.
And after what was, and in your own words, a terrible performance last weekend, that first half especially, as you say, the team's been questioned over the past 7 days. Really delighting to go into now an FA Cup week with that win in the bag in the league.
It would have been a long 2 weeks, I think, if we had come here. It's a long journey home for a start, and then it's a long 2 weeks again for your next league game. So that was one of the things I said to the lads before the game. I said, it'll be a long 2 weeks if you come here and don't get anything. To come here and win is brilliant. I just says to them in the change room there, I said, I've been to watch Cheshire. It's going to be a tough game next week. They work hard as a team. They're coming to our ground, nothing to lose, and that's another game we're looking forward to.